exclusively for smartphones.
Yes, and at that point, I need to decide whether I want to get back into Pokemon or continue my war games where I can yell at noobs.
Yeah, I mean, why don't you go off and discuss your war games a little bit?
Basically, there's not much to explain. It's imagine you are a war general with a bunch of idiots who don't understand what they're doing. They call you out, you start arguing, you burn each other. It's like, unless of course you become like me, where I pretend to be Chinese just so people don't kill me. You could be anybody you want except for yourself, because usually people hate you and they want to burn you. I don't know, video games have become so complicated and so much effort. I like the video games where you didn't have to talk to people, because I don't have to worry about how much of an idiot someone is. I just attack them because I can. Now you get messages, why you burned me? I noob! Yep. That's pretty much all I can say about my game. It's a bunch of noobs sitting there on their keyboards typing away. I keyboard warrior! I burn you!
You're nuts. You know that? It's slightly, slightly offensive. I'm telling you.
If I'm only slightly offensive, then I'm failing at my job.
Dude, can I just point out that we're not getting paid to do this? This is just something that we do.
Can I point out that I'm paid in smiles?
Yeah, well, the only person around here with a smile at you is me. And
rainbows and gumdrops.
Oh, my Lanta. So I guess, so you're not playing any other video games. I mean, I know you have like a PlayStation 3.
I have a PlayStation 3. I have my Black Ops and my, Modern Warfare and Skyrim. When I get really bored and I really don't want to when I want to curse the dragon. Stupid dragon. I start playing Skyrim and I love it, okay? Absolutely love it. 5 seconds later, chomp, eaten by a dragon.
Yeah, you know what? I played it for a while. I had a bit of a glitch in the system, and which kind of killed it for me, where I went off and it kept saying I would go off, I'd sell everything I had, and it still said that I was overweight.
Your game is telling you you're fat. Your character needs to lose weight.
Yeah. And so I was just kind of heartbroken about that. So I quit playing the game for that reason.
I had a glitch that I was the dragon. It was really strange because I had this weird desire to eat myself.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Skyrim is a great game, guys. If you've got the PlayStation 3 and you love, like fantasy games,
and you love awesome. The occasional glitch, which it has lots of.
It has lots of glitches, but I mean, it was a great game. I now, of course, have a PlayStation 4, which I know that you are boycotting completely.
I'm boycotting only for the reason I think it was unnecessary to come out with a new system.
But, I mean, right these days, when my son actually lets me near the system, I'm playing one of two games. I am playing either the new Dragon Quest Heroes game, which kind of reminds me of Dynasty Warriors to a certain degree. If you guys don't know what Dynasty Warriors was, it's a game that's based off of the Chinese history, and you play as a warrior that goes around pretty much just killing everyone in sight.
I'm sold.
And that's what this game is like, although there's I'm stuck on a level right now where you have to, put a little bit more strategy into it. The other game that I've kind of been sucked into is this Lego's Dimension game. Now, I have some of those Disney Infinity games, and I've collected all the Star Wars figures for Infinity 3. But
Star Wars!
Star Wars, which is pretty cool. But I'm finding that what is really aggravating is you start this game with Wildcat from the Lego movie, Batman from Lego Batman, and Gandalf from Lord of the Rings. And to be able to unlock new areas in there, you have to go off and you have to buy these figures. And not only do you have to buy the figures, they come with these little, little Lego sets that you have to put together and then take apart and put into different, forms. And so this is absolutely driving me crazy because, I'm spending almost as much money, going off and buying these little Lego sets as if I wanted to go off and buy, an actual Lego set.
And I agree. I have nothing more to say. I don't like those types of games where you have to buy an accessory every 5 seconds just to stay relevant.
But I mean, in some ways, that is what a lot of these games for the iPhones are for. I mean, part of the reason why I ended up getting out of The Simpsons Tapped Out was because to be able to progress at a certain point, you had to go off and you had to spend money. Money. I mean, especially for these special events. Some of these, I mean, if you were not playing a game 24/7, you wouldn't be able to unlock stuff unless you used your own money.
Yes, and I remember, when I was a kid, all these characters were available by just playing. You finish storylines, you get a character. Finish a quest, get a character.
Oh, absolutely. I'm thinking Forgotten Realms. There was I can't remember what the name of the game was, but I absolutely loved it. And when you beat it the first time, you went off and you unlocked a certain couple of characters from the Forgotten Realms book series. One was Drizzt Do'Urden, who's probably one of the best known characters for Forgotten Realms, created by R.L. Stine, who I think is absolute genius when it comes to the fantasy genre. And so, I mean, that was when I unlocked that character. I mean, that was great. So, I mean, I remember that, and now it's... I mean, I get it. I mean, I went off and I looked at this because, I mean, this whole craze where you had to go off and buy these other figures that really started with the Skyrim games.
Yes. Actually, I remember when the original...
Not Skyrim. I can't remember the name.
Final Fantasy.
Well, not even Final Fantasy.
See, I actually remember the original PlayStation. I played a game called Legends of Dragoon. It was like almost 6 or 8 disc game. Absolutely unbelievable. I loved playing it. I kind of miss playing it. It's never been done since, and I think it's kind of a shame. But you look at a lot of games like Tekken, Street Fighter, Soul Calibur. A lot of these have characters you never had to buy to unlock. You just had to complete storylines. You had to complete certain quests, do different things with the characters. And then you unlock a new one. That's how games should be. I think honestly, if they're going to continue doing what they're doing, where, a lot of add-ons, spending more money, especially Black Ops being one of them, they should lower the cost in the store so you're not paying as much up front. It kind of lessens the blow, later on when it's like, oh, there's an expansion pack. Well, I guess they got to buy another one.
I don't know. They're going to go off and they'll say that they need to make the money. I don't know.
Black Ops is one of the most grossing games out there. You can't make much more money than you are now.
Considering that some of these quote-unquote free games that you can play on smartphones are probably making more money than, the games that you buy for the consoles.
More than likely.
And when I consider the amount of money that I've went off and I used to spend on... Simpsons Tapped Out. I mean, I could have probably went off and bought, like 4 or 5, games for, the PlayStation. For the amount of money I went off and spent. Not to mention the fact that I played World of Warcraft for about 6 months, and I probably spent more money on, Simpsons Tapped Out than I ever spent on my monthly, membership with Blizzard.
Yeah, I completely agree. So, unfortunately, we are going to have to start wrapping up our show
Absolutely.
tonight.
And I just want to go off I guess closing. What are your top three of your favorite games of all time?
Sonic, Crash Bandicoot, and Smash Brothers.
Smash Brothers. I've got to go with Chrono Trigger. I honestly, if I could find my copy of it for my DS, I probably would sit down and play it again. It was absolutely epic. For me, that was really big. Final Fantasy VII was another great one. I'm hearing that they're in the midst of remaking the game to bring up for the PlayStation 4, so I'm very interested to see where they go with that. I don't know. Those are kind of the big ones for me, and I guess just Legend of Zelda 2, Adventures of Link. That was probably another really big one for me. So you know what, guys? We thank you for listening to us ramble about video games.
And acting old.
And, maybe acting old. I mean, some of you are much younger than us, and so you're listening to us like, oh, what are these old fools talking about? But, I mean, just considering that, I mean, I have been around, for over 30 years, and just, it amazes me where we have progressed. Even since the mid-1980s, and I look forward to see where we go, in the future. So, you know what? Thanks for listening, and in the meantime, and in between time, I say good night.
Whoa. We haven't plugged our Twitter.
You're right, we haven't. I've been so, gross, talking about video games, I forgot that we need to plug their show. Our Twitter. Our Instagram, our Facebook, and YouTube. Maybe even YouTube.
So you can follow myself on YouTube. God damn it! You can follow myself on Twitter at RealCaptFizz. So at RealCaptainFizz.
You can follow this local fellow at That Mask Guy. You can follow the show at FizzMash Show. You can find us on Instagram at Fizz and Mask Show. We're on Facebook. Look up Captain Fizz and Mask Guy. We're also on YouTube. Look up the Captain Fizz and Mask Guy Show. So, you know what? I mean, and just, because I say so, we are not doing Tumblr anymore because Tumblr sucks. I apologize to everyone who actually blogs, but we don't blog, so it sucks. So in the meantime, and in between time, I think I can get away with saying this now. Good night, God bless, and may the Force be with you, and long live video games!
Long live video games, yes. Stay frosty, my people. Good night!
Good night, everybody!